Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes. All the products I'm using is listed below, as well as the dimensions. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any products and help support this channel. There is a link to my Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and help me grow in YouTube world. As I mentioned on Monday, the last chance list has come out and started yesterday. And some of the products are up to 60%. As I go through products, using products, I'll let you know what is on the last chance list and what's sticking around. If you do want a copy of the lists, they should be posted on Stampin' Up's website now. If not, send me an email and I'll pop some in the email to you. So, what is staying and what is going? Brightest Glow is sticking around. It's in the annual catalog, so it's not affected right now. Christmas Classics is leaving us, so if you want to get this one, you need to hurry. Rustic Crates is going to be sticking around. It is not retiring, so it will still be available. So, let me set these off to the side. And just so you know, Shasta is joining us today. Hopefully she'll be a good girl. And this is the card we're making today. It's I'm calling it Deck the Halls. I think it's rather sweet. And there's the inside. So let's get started. So I'll put some glasses on. That'll help. So first what we need to do is we need to do some stamping. And we're going to be using a combination of photopolymer and red rubber, so I do need a mat. And this is the inside of the card, and it is a horizontal card. So we're going to start there. We are going to be using, oh, hang on, I forgot to grab one colored ink. I forgot to grab Memento. Shasta, you better get out of those blinds right now. I booby-trapped him, so she'll probably, if she tries to get up there, she'll probably knock over a bunch of baskets and make a lot of noise. I'm trying to teach her to stay out of there. So, we're going to use Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, and black. And actually, I want to stamp the black piece first, because that is our poinsettias that we need to color. So, we'll do that one first. That way it has a chance to sit for a few minutes before we color it and die cut it. Oh, very nice. And that's all the Memento we need. Inside of our card, we're going to use Cherry Cobbler first for our sentiment. Got that good and covered. She just found the booby trap. I suggest you get down. Just one moment. You're being a very bad girl, and you're going. Just one moment. I'm tossing her out. Go. She didn't get hurt, but I booby-trapped it with a bunch of plastic baskets. So sorry about that disruption. An Old Olive, I'm going to open up. I could use Mossy Meadow for this, but I used Old Olive because I was going to use Stampin' Blends on this and discovered I don't have any Mossy Meadow that works right now. I need to get replacements. I didn't realize they had been used up. So we'll do that there. And I'm going to grab an envelope while we've got this one out. Make sure it's going the right direction. And put little holly leaves there. And then get the Cherry Cobbler out here. And stick in some little holly berries there. We'll come back to that in a moment. And here. few chart those. And then I still need that. We need a scrap, and this is literally a scrap. This is the piece I took the other one out. We need Deck the Halls. I'll put that right in the middle there. There we go. And that is the end of stamping on this. And I just stuck my fingers right in the red ink. Get the red ink off my hands a little bit here. A little hand sanitizer. Well, we got this one sitting here, so let's take care of the punch. On Monday's video, we punched out a piece of gold foil. This was with the 2 3/8 circle punch. So now we're going to use the 2-inch circle punch, and we're going to punch out Deck the Halls. Now, with the 2-inch circle, if you take and look at the K and the H, you get those right inside there. It fits perfectly in the 2-inch circle punch. And we'll mount that on the gold in a little bit. So now we need to do some coloring. So I've got a piece of paper here. So we'll start with the easy parts. This is Old Olive. I'm just using Old Olive Light on this. You could use dark. I didn't use dark last time. We'll use dark this time. Like I said, Mossy Meadow would work as well. Just, not getting fancy with this. I'm just making it very simple. If you didn't want to color them, you didn't have to. I actually think I like the light better. Just a second here, I'll show you the difference. Let me finish the other side here. Guess I could move the camera in a little bit here too. When I get to the other piece here, I'll move it in. I'll show you the difference between the light and the dark. I think I like the light better. So let me grab this one here. That's the light and that's the dark. So it's up to you, whichever you like to do. And then I have this piece here. I'm going to shove some paper in here. If you don't go through your envelope, it will show through the back. And I'm going to go back to the light. I do like the light better. But I'm not doing any blending or anything. I am just coloring. So you could color these with your pencils or your Stampin' Right markers, you know, whatever you choose to color with. Yeah, the light I like better. But you have to experiment once in a while. Let me pick up my instructions so I don't forget where I'm at. Now we need to do this piece. And I am going to move this in. Nice and close. And all the colors I have here is I have Old Olive, Cherry Cobbler, and Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to start with the Old Olive Light and do my leaves. This is very vanilla, if I didn't mention, that I'm coloring on. I like using, I don't always use all very vanilla, but I do like very vanilla for Christmas cards. Especially with the Cherry Cobbler. It, to me, just is very classy colors. So that is that part, and I'm just going to take the bullet tip of my dark. And I'm not going to get very fancy. I'm just adding a little bit of shading on the veining. Just to add a little definition there. Okay, now I'm going to start with the, make sure I got Cherry Cobbler Light. And what I did with this, to make it easier, I just started going around the outside of all the petals on the poinsettia. And then I came back in and did the inside, so I didn't have to be quite so neat. Because they all overlap right here. And I just worked my way around. So is anybody thinking about Thanksgiving yet, since it's tomorrow? Now, I'm filming this a few days earlier, so it's not tomorrow, but you know what I mean. Like I said, I'm just going around the outside of this. Coloring is one of those things you just have to take your time. Now, I should tell you, there actually is 2 cards already made of this style. I didn't show them to you at the beginning, but I could have. I actually filmed this video this morning and realized that I had hit the wrong button on my camera, and it was filmed in a format that I could not download. So I had to come back in here, and the first one I did, I had pre-colored this. You see, I'm just going across all that now. I don't have to worry about the lines or anything. Just don't do the centers. So this time, the first one I filmed, you didn't have to watch me do all the coloring, but this one you do, because I had to re-film it. I'll show you the second card. It looks fine. There was nothing wrong with the card. It was just I hit the wrong button on my camera, ended up in slow motion mode. So there's 2 cards. So I took the dark cherry and on the bullet tip, and where the veining was, I just lightly went in here, not real fancy. It just added a little more definition on the veining. Sometimes I didn't actually follow it, just adding a little bit of highlight. It's not much. Yeah, but you can do as much, and you can really get these really blended if you wanted. But I was just trying to keep it simple. So you see the definition just a little bit, and just adds a little bit to it. We may do one other thing to this card that I didn't do to the other one. I'm going to grab the bullet tip of my Daffodil and just go right into the center. And I think we are going to do something I didn't do to the first card. So just one moment here. First one, I didn't do Wink of Stella. And the more I thought about this, maybe we should do Wink of Stella. So I decided to experiment. So I'm going to try to stay on here. We're just going to do the red and stay inside the lines. And just add a little Wink of Stella on this. See if it makes a difference. Then we'll hold it up against the other one when we get done. May have to go back and add Wink of Stella to those. And I don't think I'm going to do the leaves. Just, you see the sparkle? Oh, you can see the sparkle. Got it moved in. So let me show you the one without the sparkle. Big difference. I think I like it with the sparkle. May have to go back and do that with the others. So that's the coloring on this, and we do need to cut it. So let's get a little cranky out here. Give this a shake here to make sure. And I think I better move the camera back out. And there is a die for this. Get the die turned the right way. You know, I probably could die cut this without doing anything, but you know, it's not been one of my better days. So we're going to just try to Put a little insurance on here. So anyhow, Thanksgiving's coming tomorrow. I hope you guys are ready for Thanksgiving. I will be by Wednesday. That is our beautiful flowers. So I'm going to get this plates out of the way. All right, so we have our flower. We have our Deck the Hall. Let me go ahead and mount that right on our gold. Use and seal. When you mount onto the gold foil, if you get glue squirted onto it, it's hard to clean up, and it is just easier. Usually easier. Just putting some seal on there. And I'm going to mount that right in the center. About like that. So now we have this piece. Now these two pieces need to be hooked together. About like that. What I'm going to use to hook those together is some glue dots. So I'm looking where they're at, so I know I need one right about here. We're going to have more, there's going to be dimensionals on the back to hold this together, but it's easier to have these two hooked together for the next part. About like that. So now we have one nice big piece. Okay, so it's time to build the card. This is Cherry Cobbler. It's 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Nice base of our card. Get that out of my way. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, sometimes when you cut your cardstock, if you notice, I don't know if you can see it on here, but one side is sticking out just a little further than the other. And that happens when you do the scoring sometimes. If you have the bigger piece, put the bigger piece as the front of your card. It's just a nice way to go. That way when they open it, it looks nicer. So that's the inside. Grab some glue. There's the inside of our card. Now, for the outside of our card, just one moment. I don't have my small desk over here off to the side, and I've got things moved around differently. This is from the Joyful paper. This is 5 1/4 by 4. Now, it's musical paper, and there's not one on this piece of paper. Oh, there it is. You need to look on your paper. Well, I can show you on this one. This one. How you can tell which direction your paper is the right way. That piece, that note right there is a treble clef, and that is the start of a musical, your music starts. That's the easiest way to put it. I don't read music that well, but I do know treble clef. I do know some of the others. But, so make sure that is going the right way. Now, this piece doesn't have it except for one little piece here. But I've also can look at the other paper and see which way is the right way up. And it is definitely this way. So that's the bottom of that treble clef there. It's always nice to make sure your musical notes are going the right direction, especially if it's given to somebody who actually reads music. Now, I'd like to know what this song is. I've been calling it Deck the Halls all day because that's what I named this card. But if someone does know what this is, I would love to know what music this is. So that's going on like that. And next, just one moment, we're going to put some cording on our, this is the Simply Elegant Trim. We're going to use the gold. set this off to the side. I'm going to grab this real fast. We're going to put some seal on the back of this. And I mean, I'm trying to cover up. I'm even putting it clear over on this side here. Because what I'm going to do with this, you could take and roll it up and lay it all fancy, but I wanted big swirly loops. So I'm just going to tuck this in and just make me come over here. Let's come this way. Just making me some nice big loops. And yes, it's sticky. And we'll put a loop here. And I'm going to check this in a second here. So you want to make sure you stay inside of your card frame. And I probably want about 5 loops, something like that. I'll put another one up here. So before I do anything else, I'm going to pull this in here and make sure, not setting it down because it is very sticky, but make sure all my loops will fit inside. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. So the back looks pretty messy at the moment, but that's okay, because we're going to grab dimensionals. As I drop all of my dimensionals on the floor. And I need a new package. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start placing them on the back, but I'm also going over where the ribbon is too. So it's going to do double duty, holding down the ribbon, but and holding the card up, or the embellishment up. So usually neatly, we put them, one here, one here, one here, one in the center. This one, we're going a little crazy. I think I need one more here, just to make it balance. And I'm gonna put one more out here on my flowers and one here. That should do it. And time to peel. Now the adhesive on the back won't make any difference. But when all those dimensionals will do, between that and the glue, will hold everything down. Oop. Make sure I don't have an extra one stuck there. And then just sort of figure out where you want it. Don't set it down until you're ready to commit. I'm going to commit right there. I do like the Wink of Stella on that. I'm going to have to Wink of Stella on my other cards. Oop. Okay, we're not done yet because it didn't have enough. So what did I do with them? There they are. These are the loose holly gems and sequins. There's musical notes, little holly leaves, and little red gems. So make sure you're someplace where you don't have a fan or something going, because these are very tiny. I'm going to pour a few out in here and see if I can get a little bit. I've got some all over the table. You can see little holly leaves. We're not using the holly leaves today. And there's tiny gems. You see the tiny little gem here? This is a tiny little gem here. We're not using the tiny ones. But we are going to use these musical notes, and I need them facing the right direction. I need 3 of them. So, trying to get them flipped over. They're not cooperating. Because you need them the right way up to get them going on your card. There we go, 3 of them, all going the right direction. So decide where you want them, and I'm going to put them here, and you just want to put a little dot of glue, not a big blob. The tiniest drop you can get out. If you have a trouble getting a little drop out of your glue, and you have a tendency to get too much, put a little on your silicone mat and use a toothpick or something and just dollop a little bit of glue. Now this is a must. You've got, unless you have little teeny working hands, which I don't, I'm going to use the bottom of that to put the glue in there. Just like that. And with these are little like foil pieces, so it does take a minute for it to dry and for the glue to set up. So once you get it in there, it's best to leave it alone. Now I got a little glue that's squeezed out there. That's fine. It will dry clear. Just leave it alone. Now I want to put some around the outside of the card. I know I want one here, this side, a little dot here. And where do I want to put the last one? I think we'll put it right here. Like I said, and I want to use the big red gems. You see how the glue squirted out? It's okay. Just set it in there and let it dry. This happened on my other ones too, and I am trying to get the red gems going the right direction. Just set them in the glue and let them dry. The glue will dry clear and you won't see it and it'll be just fine. I'll show you the other one in a minute. So I'm gonna let those set up. I'm gonna get these back in the case and back in the bag. Many gems I have. Maybe I should make a shaker card. I haven't done a shaker card in a while. I have to think about that. Would you guys like to see me make a shaker card? I haven't done one in probably months, probably close to 6 months. So that's the finished card. Looks like this. We're gonna let all that glue. But if you look at these, all of these had a little bit of glue. I don't know if I hold this up, you can't even hardly see it. Just barely right on the side, but it's already dried, it's clear, it's not gonna hurt anything. But now that I played with the Wink of Stella, let's brighten the rest of these up. Just add a little Wink of Stella. Because I changed my mind. And that's what's nice about making cards. You can try one thing. If you don't like it, try something else. And if you already did something and all of a sudden you find something you like, change it. That's what the beauty of card making is. It's supposed to be relaxing and having fun. So now I have 3 of these cards. Because I filmed wrong. So, thank you for joining me today. I know it's a little longer, but it's what it is. So, everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you on Friday. Goodbye. God bless you all.